relationships. And this time I want to say welcome back. Thank you so much to everyone who is joining us again after the resolution of the hit. So, and we would also like to thank StreamYard. You guys' support was fantastic in responding to the setback we had. We're back now. Thank you so much. Yes, on this channel, we bring you valuable information to help you make better decisions in your lives and in your relationships in particular. So we're here again, and it's our Independence edition of the series, the Bliss and Blisters. So we're going to look at the Bliss and Blisters of being a Nigerian or living in Nigeria. And before we jump in, we would like to ask you to please like as you're going through and you hear something fun and interesting and value adding, please go ahead and like and share so that other people who need this information will also get it. And finally, if you have not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, I encourage you to do that. I mean, what are you waiting for? That's the way you get informed or notified once we put up anything. And we're not playing here, so yes, it will be good stuff all the time. Thank you very much. And thanks to everyone who has joined us on IG. I see you, Debbie. I see you, Dr. Clara K. And everyone else on IG. Thank you so much for YouTube and Facebook and LinkedIn. You're all welcome to the show. And I'd also like to welcome my darling husband, Mr. Kingsley Bature.
How we do, in the midst of all of these things, we have to get some coffee that is keeping us going, so that So I mean, we are back. It's good to be back. Happy Independence to everyone. Happy Independence. Yes, happy Independence. Over to you, Bobby.
I'm sorry, I'm dancing and
how do you want to hit this thing?
Okay, so we want to hit it, short and
did
sharp.
Did you tell them to share?
Yes.
To their friends and enemies,
yes,
and neighbors. In fact, as you're telling people happy Independence, just be sharing it so that we can take this program to the permanent site.
And so, Misha, I just, while I'm waiting for whatever is happening to happen, I just want to, guys, I did my hair by myself. I did my hair by myself. Actually, I did my hair myself. In fact, and it's part of what we're going to talk about. You know how it is now when you pay the money. You pay the money again, and then you pay the money again. Then you now say, I remember I used to make my hair in secondary school and university. I think it's about time I revived that skill. So yes, I did it. I got attachment and I made my hair myself. So I'm sorry I'm making so much noise about it, but I have just saved myself like 15K. Because unless you want to go to the other salon, but if it's this other salon, if it's this other salon that is nice, conducive and all of that, for each one, 5K. So, but if you want to go to the other salon that is by the gutter, which we used to patronize at some point, but I'm not in the mood for that anymore.
It is at this point that I expect those people that are very business savvy to start telling Madam, I offer their services, I can do it for half the price. I can get you the solution for half the price.
Because the cost of attachment went up. The cost of the transportation for your hairdresser went up. Then the what do you call it? Workmanship too now. So by the time you put it all together and they send you the bill, you're just like So yes, so I'm adapting. Yes, I'm adapting.
So but you see that was one of the things I was talking about before we went off, to say that you see. Part of the blisters of being a Nigerian is that in this country, as in anything that goes up in terms of price, it doesn't come down. So the day bus conductors increase price from 200 to 500, they come down again. Do you understand? So, but what does that say for us? If this is our reality, then we might need to use this skill that you are bringing in now, which is what? Adapt. As things are going up, you need to know what are the things you should be cutting down. Let me say it again. I'm sounding.
As things are going up.
As things are going up, you need to know the things that you should be cutting down. You cannot follow social media and go and kill yourself. Anybody that has hammer, let it be their own hammer. You be looking for your own chisel. Yeah, do you understand? You look for your own chisel and look for your own other implements until you eventually find your hammer. Right. Yeah. So that was the first part for me. Now, the other part of the blister, something that highlighted the blister for me this week, you know, one of my staff shared something with me. So there was this guy, right? He was doing all these things that they would go and interview people on the road. And then I went to interview one young man, and he said, Papa, will you, if I give you 2,000 naira, will you be able to go naked from here to, cross that road, to that place and come back? Will you be able to run naked from here and cross that road and come back? He said, in fact, with only your boxers, just cross. When the guy said that, the guy just said, the guy lifted up his hand and said, thank you very much for this opportunity that you have given me, to express myself. He said, in fact, you said with boxer, even if you didn't add boxer, you still have done it. And just to add a bonus, to let you know that I can do this thing. But I will bonus. So when I get to the center of the road, I will trek in the center of the road. And when I finish trekking, then I will cross and come back. And the guy did it too. And they gave me his 2K. Guess what? As the guy was trying to interview another person, the guy came back with like 5 of his friends, all of them. In fact, they are already stripped down. So they came prepared to say, that we too, we know how to do this thing. All because they wanted to get that 2K, that sharp 2K. What is that saying? It's saying that things are hard everywhere. So as things are getting harder, as Nigerians are feeling the blisters of the economy, the blisters of decisions, the blisters of government, the blisters, as you are feeling all of those blisters, what are you going to do about it? So some of those blisters is the economic hardships that we are feeling, but it's to say everybody is feeling it.
Yeah, and since yes, it's a reality. We have these issues that are happening. We have these challenges that we are facing. We have the high unemployment rate. We have the increasing costs of food and everything. And it's not peculiar to Nigeria. A number of other countries are complaining about a number of things. It's as if inflation just decided this time around, I'm going to distribute myself across all the countries, So it's not just a Nigerian thing, right? So the issue is now that we have this as a reality. What adjustments do we need to make? How are we going to survive? How do we live today? I would like to just, while we start to share some of our comments, please feel free to share on IG, on Facebook, and everywhere.
Yes, is the bliss? Is it the bliss that is touching you, or is it the blister that is hitting you?
Yes, and how you are adjusting.
Yes.
The adventure of something beautiful, wonderful has happened to you that you call a bliss. Go ahead and share, please, if you would like to. And if there's something or something that you have done to adapt, to adjust to the blisters, that is working for you and you'd like to share, please also go ahead and share. In the interim, I'd just like to remind us of some of the, or should I say some of the things that you can say are the good sides of still being here. Because some
that's
people
the bliss of being a Nigerian.
Yes, or still living in Nigeria. Because, sometimes people say, what are you doing here? Why don't you just get yourself out of that country?
Join the Japa.
They go somewhere, and it's as if they know, how they know that, yes, Nigerians really want to leave Nigeria. And how they, I don't know what they call it, program the what you see, so that when you come on, you are seeing
Japa.
Yes. So that's how you can just pick up your phone as a Nigerian. Somebody somewhere has to tell you if you want to relocate to this place, if you want to come. The government of so country has just released new information to help you get there. And then someone now say, in fact, there's another place, you don't even need money. In fact, you will be paid to come. You see all sorts. And unfortunately, a lot of people have been duped in the process of trying to get this whole relocation thing done. So, is there anything good happening in Nigeria? Is
Tell
there
us.
anything worth staying for? Well,
Tell us.
I'd like to highlight our sense of community. Yes.
Community.
Yes, so
Okay.
community. My brother, my sister, as in you are in Nigeria, you have community, you have friends, you have family, and that's something that counts every time. That you can see somebody on the road and it's like, this is my person, like now you know, that kind. And you know, somehow that keeps you going. It's like you draw strength from your brother, you draw strength from your sister, you draw strength from your people living in the same area with you. It's something that keeps you going in spite of the fact that yes, things are tough, because you feel like I'm not in this alone. I have people with me. It's not a lonely walk, right? So yes, the path may be tough. It's just like when soldiers are going through their what they call it, their drills and so on, those tough trainings that they do, because they have company. They're not alone. It's part of what helps them to keep going, right? Another thing is that if you want to compare the cost of living, the cost of foodstuff, the cost of the number of things, if you want to compare to some other countries, right? Ours is actually cheaper. So somebody will say, well, it doesn't make a difference because what we are earning is also very small, and so on and so forth. But you still have to have knowledge that at least even if you cannot afford the house in Lagos, you hopefully can afford the one in your village. In fact, maybe you even have a free house
In your
waiting
village.
for you in the village
village.
that has been handed down from generation to generation and is still conducive, as in it's good enough for you to live in with your family. I'm trying to say that's the part of the blessing of being in your country.
So being in Nigeria means that we have community.
You have community.
That's a bliss.
You have support system.
You have support
because
system.
you know we're talking about before we went off. We were talking about the fact that sometimes you know you have people who come to visit you just around lunchtime, around time for dinner.
Because for school, some people just don't have to come in when the food just come up on fire. They have accurate timing.
Yes, and so you know that if it comes to it, you can also do likewise. And nobody is going to come and tell you why did you come during. That's the beauty about Nigeria. Yes, I know that once upon a time in another country, we happened to. It was not as if we had planned to eat. We happened to go to visit this family, and it happened that it must be happening. It happened that it was around the time for their dinner. And the wife just, opened the door, welcomed us, told us to please sit down, and told us, oh, it's just about time for our dinner. We'll be with you shortly. And
they left you.
We sat down in the parlor.
And they were eating the dining table.
And it's not as if the dining is a different room. It just has this divider. Do you understand?
You know
the funny part, as they were eating.
You are hearing the place.
No, not that as they were eating over there. We the Nigerians, because there a couple of us, like 3 or 4 Nigerians. We're not still Ali's arrival. We were discussing the fact that this could not have happened in Nigeria.
I hear you.
Nigeria, anyhow, that food, no matter how small, they will share.
You share with everybody, yeah.
So it was just something that makes you realize, things are different.
So those are
yes, another one, the weather, as in this weather is so conducive that anyhow, no matter how broke you are, you will survive the night because the rain is not going to kill you. Do you understand? The heat, last, you open your window. If you say mosquitoes will bite you, you will have mosquito nets. Do you understand? There are things you can do. It's not that you could not pay for heating, and so before morning you have died, you are frozen, you are now like stockfish or something. Do you understand? So you see that our weather is fantastic. When it's hot, you know how to adapt. When it's rain, you know how to adapt. When Harmattan comes, you know that you must have your Vaseline. Vaseline is cheap. It's cheaper than buying winter jackets and all those other interesting things. So those are tax. Those are some of the additional benefits. And the last one I'm going to talk about is that there's no place like home. It is your country. It is my country, right? This is my country. Nobody's going to come and call you some funny names here. Do you understand? Because it is your country. Nobody's going to open the window and mouth with what they call it, profanities
Yes.
at you and stuff like that. Nobody's going to treat you like a second-class citizen. You know, it is a country. Even if someone is trying to act somehow because you are not the same tribe, it's a different kind of feeling than the one where they'll start calling you names because of the color of your skin or some other stuff. So yes, there's something about the fact that it is our Nigeria. It's Nigeria. Yes, those are some of the benefits. I have said I think I'll stop there so that we have room to.
Okay, so let me take some of the comments that are coming in. Okay, yeah, we have Debbie saying welcome back. Finally, it's working fine now. Thank you.
Yeah.
We rejoice like that when we said welcome back. Kingsley said so good to be back. Timora, hey Timora, how are you doing? How is it all the way from United States of King E, good evening. How are you doing? Manessa says all good now. Yes, yes. Thank you all. Good evening. Mary Bassi, good evening. We're just appreciating everyone that still came back, after the problem with the platform. Manessa says so true. Even if the petrol price comes down, it's hard for transport fare to follow suit. That's the thing with Nigeria. It's part of the blister. Something goes up, it just stays up. Even if they shift it, it's very small. I'm sure he was talking about that joke I shared. Hey, Auntie Eki, hi from Toronto. Toronto is Canada, just in case.
So they don't call it Toronto, they call it Toronto.
Anybody that's on this call that knew that he's not Toronto, type 111 if you knew that it's not Toronto, because it's Toronto that all of us know.
Like Toronto.
People should not just use this one. You see, that the business of being a Nigerian. By the time you speak as a Nigerian, even inside Nigeria, some people that have not seen airports, they've not seen airports. The way they will do the phone for you, you think that you have not started.
Like when you get on the plane, you're asking for tea, they give you tea. You say, I would like some sugar, please. Say what? Sugar. I said sugar. They say what? Then you now say it again. They say, oh, sugar. Yeah, sugar.
Sugar.
You say water. I say water.
Kingsley said, bad as a bad, home is better. I agree with you. Yes, somebody from Toronto.
Yeah.
From Toronto is telling us that part of the bliss of Nigeria is that Vaseline is cheaper than winter jackets.
Yes.
Vaseline is cheaper than winter jackets. So you need to worry about Vaseline here if the Harmattan bad. King said Nigeria is so bad actually because when one price of something goes up, it never comes down, and it affects the poor and middle class more than those in power. King E, I agree with you completely. I agree with you completely. Hi, hello everyone. Ezekiel Asuko, hello. Say Nigeria trying to be making us more independent with every letter. That's a good one. Trying to make us more independent with every passive independence day. That is so true. That is so true. It's part of the thing that we're saying that. It makes us learn how to adapt. Like you have to adapt. You have to say, this thing no will kill me. I no will die. You understand? No be me first start to suffer. People don't suffer. They make up.
You know how you start learning. Okay, let's cut. That is in times like this that budget is almost like a do or die because you have to sit down. You can't just be doing anyhow. You have to look at that budget. You have to plan it.
See. There's something who is not Ephraim. Okay, Ephraim. Okay, I think it was King. King said something that I wanted to highlight. He said, I think it's King. Yes, he said it affects the poor and the middle class, right? The other part of the blister of being a Nigerian is that you see that middle class that you're talking about now. It's as if the middle class has been wiped off. Because the way I'll give an example, I had to be in an Uber today, right? With an Uber guy. And the guy said something. He said there was a statistic he read, and I agree with him. He said if you had 100,000 in your account in January, now that 100,000 is like 40K. Because of what? Because of the value of what that 100,000 can buy. So if you have been saving, you had 100K. Now that 100K is like 40K. So what that means is that as a middle class somebody that is earning 100K, 150, 200K per month, 40K and 60K and 70K.
And I guess that's why if you have actually money that you're not using, it is not wise to just leave it sitting in the bank.
That's so
it loses value. Right?
Exactly. So I was trying to extrapolate that whole point of budgeting that you speak of, which is some things that all of us now need to learn how to do. As in, we need to learn how to do it. I.e., you need to learn how to say, it's 100K I used to have. Now it's only 70K. It's only 40K that is there. What can this 40K currently buy? Remember, you said at the beginning that when people feel it, people that are feeling the blisters of Nigeria now, it happens a lot when you go to market. So if you are not going to market, you won't understand. But when you go to market, you realize that day by day, the thing you bought 500 naira. By the time you go again, it's 700.
I think there's always gist after a market trip.
After a market experience,
you have to come back and say, do you know that this that was so and so price is now, and then sometimes you now go back, I remember when it was even some things have tripled in price, some things have tripled, as in it's amazing. Yeah. So yes, it's quite interesting. And we have to make adjustments as we go along. But we're talking about budget, and we're saying budget it's really, really important that we do the budget, because that's something that will help you to really take stock. Yes, we hope for additional streams of income. We hope for salary increase. We hope for more business. We hope that things will happen that will bring us more money. But while we wait for those, we have to manage the one that we have. So you take what you earn, right? Put it all together. This is how much I am expecting to come to me. Then you now look at all the things that you need to do. What do I need to do? As in need, write it out. Then the other things that I want, you write it out. Now when I'm talking about need, at that point, it's not I need to do my hair. It's things like I need to pay rent. Like I need to buy food. And even in the buying food, you will not just, I need to buy food, you just go enter the shop, pick. I like this. You just be picking anyhow. No, it's time for you to say, turkey is 45,000, chicken is 27,000. Which one am I buying? The same way too. Am I going for turkey or am I going for chicken? There are times that you tell yourself that both of them are what?
Luxury.
Both of them are, as in, they serve the same purpose. So why do I need to go for turkey at a time like this if chicken will suffice? Or you even look and say, maybe at this time we don't even need turkey, we don't need chicken, we need fish. Then you now go and buy fish. What are you looking for? Flavor in your food. You work with it. But just make adjustments.
I'm getting a number of comments from the group. We can actually take calls.
Yes.
From people. Tell us how it's happening for you. Tomorrow is Independence Day, right? But tell us what's your reality. We can let you on the show, 30 seconds, 1 minute. Tell us how it's going. Because I remember this thing you were saying. I remember that time where as things hard as you had. Yes, as things hard as you had, when we didn't have money to buy meat for Sunday rice. You understand? Sunday rice. When we went to that place where we couldn't afford meat, we couldn't afford chicken. It's the back of
chicken back.
That chicken back was a savior.
Yes, 115 at that time. 115. I can't remember.
115. It had different types based on their weight. It's just chicken back. And trust me, when you use that chicken back to cook, the food tastes like you use full chicken to cook it. Now, what the idea is that it's times like this that you need to begin to ask, what are the things that I need to cut down? Then you also need to ask, what are the things I need to cut out entirely? You understand? And because you need to survive first before you can innovate. So tell us. Oh, we have someone backstage. We have someone backstage. I have someone backstage. So I'll bring her in. I'll bring her in. I don't know if it's a her or it's a he. We have in Sikak. I'll bring him. I'll bring him or her in, and then we'll take some comments. All right. In Sikak, you're on. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Hi. So you're a lady, right?
Yes, good evening.
Hi, Jessica. Welcome to the show today. Thank you for hanging in. Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Jessica, go ahead. You have 30 seconds. Just tell us, how is this independent doing? What's your reality? Is it a bliss for you or is it a blister?
It's actually a blister for me.
The
way the country is going, like nothing feels exciting about it, and like everything gets worse every day. Starting from the way the economy is, transportation fare and everything, like everything is going down, and people don't seem happy about it, but we are just surviving, and I think that's the most important. We just survive, adapt to whatever is going on, and try to adjust ourselves to the current situation on ground.
Yeah. Somebody said, now they look at things like resilience quotient, right? And someone said that by default, Nigerians have it. You don't even need to, just once you just say I am a Nigerian, people should know that by default you are a resilient person.
It's interesting what Sikak is saying. Thank you, Sikak. And we'll say something to this. Hard times will always come, and they will come again. But the thing is, each of us must begin to do what? As the thing they had, they go. Something we said at the beginning, first of all, you survive. First of all, you survive. Then, before you do it, you try. So you survive. So, like Sikak has mentioned, Nigerians are very good at surviving. But the next step is, for you as a young person, you have to ask yourself the question, what else can I do? What more can I do? Is there something more that I can do? Can I do? Sometimes it used to be like, back in the day, it used to be like, if you have one job, if you have two jobs, something.
I guess now, one place to look to will be how can I leverage this internet?
Yes.
Because I see the internet as our connection to the rest of the world. Do you understand? It's like our link to the international marketplace, right? So it's not how do I plug in? How can I leverage the internet legally? I'm not saying I'm doing
don't do your
to do some work. There are different opportunities. So one thing I do, and you find it on TikTok, you find it on IG and stuff like that. It depends on what you're looking for. Because you will find people that are telling you things that you can do from home. Go to this website, subscribe here, do this to show you how to set up, and then you can now start to work. And I mean, it will just be interesting if you can do something like that and start to earn in dollars. That would be the fact is that there are people in this same Nigeria that are earning in dollars.
Yes.
So this thing that we are talking about is not shaking them. Is not moving them because they're earning in dollars.
And you see that's something critical. I will share something. Just remind me. But there are a number of comments that are coming in, and
we have Manasseh.
We have Manasseh backstage. Okay, let's take Manasseh and then we can take the comments. Manasseh, you are live. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. I hope you can hear me.
Hey, Manasseh, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm all good. Thank you for having me back. I'm here live with you guys. Actually, being in Nigeria, we will all say is a blister because you suffer from one thing or the other. But for the fact that we are still alive is a bliss on its own because Nigeria is
Mm.
It's a bliss.
Nigeria is God's own country. Yes. And normally, we all know that blister is, when you suffer from a wound, maybe a hot knife or something, so it's not something that's going to kill us. It's just something that is a cause from an mistake, if you understand what I mean. But I know some people in Nigeria, the blister we are facing, it is after our lives actually. But by God's grace, we will scale through in Jesus' name. So I'm happy to be here and tell you.
Yeah, but Manasseh, thank you very much. There was something Manasseh said that I'd like to highlight on, which is the fact that blister in feel won't you, but maybe some people will kill you. That if
Mm.
it won't kill, but maybe some people will kill you,
Yeah.
and it's just to say that this the hardships, right? If we don't kill ourselves,
Yeah.
kill us.
Mm.
Do you understand? If we don't kill ourselves, kill us.
Mm.
So it's to say, how do we survive enough in order to make that difference that will not allow us to kill ourselves?
Mm.
Manasseh, thank you very much. Thank you for being with us. There's also Ephraim. Ephraim is online. Ephraim, how are you today? Ephraim, can you hear us?
Okay, since you can hear us, we have King also. So let's try King.
Ephraim, can you hear us?
Hello, good evening. I can hear you.
Okay,
Yes, good
fantastic.
evening. Good evening.
Happy Independence Day in advance.
Yeah,
Yes,
same to
happy
you.
independence.
I'm just going to say real quick, maybe as a joke, on a less serious note.
Please let us hear it.
When I was born, our flag used to have 3 colors: green, white, and what? But
Ephraim, we shall
you get where I'm going to,
Yes, yes,
yeah? But now,
yes.
now that I'm getting old, our flag has 2 colors: green and white. So our fertility is no more 2; it's now 1. Green,
Hey!
green is the type of fertility, and they shorten from 2 portion to only 1. So what do you expect? All of us have
Hi!
to struggle for that 1 portion that is left. That's why we're in the position we are in.
Wow! Wow! Thank you, Ephraim. Thank you, Ephraim. This speaks about the blisters, right? I also have King. King, we couldn't hear you, but can you hear us now?
Yes, I can hear you.
So,
Hello,
so King,
everyone.
King, please go ahead. Tell us how are you feeling? How are you feeling it? Is it a bliss for you? Is it a blister? How are you feeling it?
It's kind of a bliss for me in
It's
a
kind
way.
of a bliss. Where are you
I don't
calling
know
us
if you
from,
guys can
King?
hear me. Can you guys hear me?
Where we can hear you. Where are you calling us from?
Right now, right now, I'm in Benin. I went to drop my brother
Oh
in school. We
wow!
resumed today.
Oh wow! Benin.
Yes.
Okay. Good to know that we have some people that watch us from Benin.
Mm.
So share with us. You have 20 seconds.
What should I share,
It's like
please?
it's not hearing us well. It's not hearing us well. Ruth Umbang.
Good evening.
Ruth, you're on. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Ruth.
Okay. So the
So we were
bliss of
asking.
blisters.
Tell us where you're calling from and tell us which one you are experiencing and share with us what are you doing about it, yeah.
I'm calling from Go.
She's calling from where?
Uyo.
Go ahead.
Okay. So like it's more about the blisters though, because I don't know what independence we're actually celebrating in this country because we are suffering. The governance and everything. New government, new presidency, but nothing is changing. It's even coming worse. So like
Mm.
everything is bad. As a student, you have to pay transport of over 1.5 going to school. That's bad. So I don't know for other
Wow.
people. I don't know how they are enjoying it. It's not funny at all. then the fuel price and everything it's increasing. So how you feed and everything, you cannot be asking your parents, so you have to work for the money too, and it's not easy. So I don't know.
Hmm.
There's nothing to celebrate at all. It's not even fun in this country.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ruth.
Thanks for sharing, Ruth.
Thank
Thanks for sharing.
That transportation thing is quite an issue,
Yeah.
And I don't know if schools are big enough to provide accommodation for everybody for you to say, okay, but yeah, everybody should stay on campus or something.
Mhm.
Because now if you were off campus and then there are slots available, it would be a good time to move to campus, right? So that
Yeah.
you cut out the transportation expense and you only spend that money when maybe you're going to the market or something or to the bank or something. But I mean, if you don't have slots, then what do you do? So is it possible to buy bicycle?
On campus, right?
Oh my goodness, because that's but then someone will now say if you buy a bicycle, how safe is the road for you to ride your bicycle? You know? Are you going to be endangering yourself in the name of trying to save costs and so on? So yes, so it's a time for everyone to acknowledge, yes, it's not pleasant. It's difficult conditions. It's challenging times, right? And you do what you can. So look at it like this, right? You know how it is on an aircraft. They tell you if you lose what they call that
Altitude.
altitude, then the mask will drop. Help yourself first, right? And then you can help a child that is with you and so on, or somebody else who may need help. Well, it's usually a child because they expect that everybody should be able to help themselves. So how can you help yourself? What adjustments can you make? What can you change? And sometimes it may be okay when you make certain adjustments. Sometimes you find out that your adjustment still doesn't cut it, so you may need help. And then you now start looking at how do we get this help? Are there people we can rely on? I think it's also a time where if you're in a position where you can say it's bliss for you and you're able to help somebody, then offer the help. That's part of the community benefit in Nigeria, that you can actually get help from your brother, help from your cousin, help from your neighbor, and so on. So, yeah. So
this is what you're saying is the reason why we try to do the things that we do on this show. Okay, so we try to do different things to see how can we help people in the little way that we can. So sometimes we do the giveaways, sometimes we do the free trainings, we do the free sessions. And for September, there was something we did with our Zili community. Zili is an app, and those of you that do not know about it, there's a community there, and we have a common sense community there that they're always pushing. So you can get there are giveaways that are always happening there, depending on how you use the app. And we have Timora with us, and he's probably going to talk through how it works. So once you come on the show and you like the things that we're doing, you can join the community, and you don't know whether you win the big one or you win the least 2K. Do you understand? So it will help, keep body and soul together. Do you understand, brother? So Timora, you there?
Good evening, Bature.
Yes.
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Happy Independence in advance.
Happy Independence. Did you notice the green? Do you notice my green? Mine is not green and white. Mine is green and black.
No. Your own is everywhere, so the fertility is still abundant.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I was laughing so hard from
what. Are you feeling our set makeover? Are you feeling our makeover?
Like, no, everything is really amazing. I love like the new feel of the stage and everything. This is really top notch.
Fantastic.
Now moving to the permanent side. Now we're starting the hardship. So Timora, share with us what happened in our Zili community this September? Who won the grand prize, and how does it work? Just in 2 minutes, right? So that people can join the October challenge. And let's hear you.
Okay, so
Zilly is like a website platform that people can use to engage and perform simple social media tasks. All right. So we did our first run in September and it has been really amazing. All right. We even took this feedback and a lot of people love the show and they find it really interesting. Many people said they are going to be very excited to share the show with their friends. So I'll just do a quick run on how Zilly works so that people that don't know how to use the platform will get ready to start with us when we are running in October. So we have this particular slide right now on your screen. We have like our task. So when you click on the task, for example, the one that shows share on WhatsApp number one. So if you click on it now, it takes you to the next slide, and the next slide shows you like the instruction given for the task. So you could have a guide, someone like a guide, where you understand what is required for you to perform the task. You could see something like copy the quoted text and post it on your WhatsApp status. Ensure you have at least maybe 10 views or something. And so that task that you've performed, you just take a screenshot and you submit it on Zilly. All right. That way you get to rank up on our leaderboard at the end of the campaign. You get to win our cash prizes. So like this month, our cash prize is going on with 15,000 naira. And aside from the cash
Wow.
prize, we have like the reward pool going and spread out across 25 people. And random 10 people will still get airtime giveaways, those who could not make it to the leaderboard. But we're coming up to do this so that you can prepare your minds for the October challenge and you can start on time and everyone will get a fair and equal running ground. All right. So
Yeah.
many people that are calling in on the show today are calling in really excited also because they are ready to claim a particular task on Zilly. And I love the way everyone is enthusiastic about it. So October challenge is going to start very soon. The link is going to be the same. Just share it and you're going to see when we start. So for me on this show, it's really exciting that you guys are putting this much work to get this word out there. And I'll just be like, thumbs up, please keep it going. Please keep it going. Well, they said that Nigeria's fertility has reduced and we're struggling for the one. Well.
So,
Now that
so,
one only I did.
so tomorrow, have you closed? Has the link for this month be closed out? Do we have a winner? Do we have someone who's good? Do we have the person going out with the grand prize, or will that happen at the end of today? Because this is the last day of September, right? Will that happen at the end of today? And in which case, we would like to announce the person next week. Also to kickstart the Zilly challenge for October.
Okay, so we will have to announce the person next week. So the challenge is going to end tomorrow. I had fixed the challenge to end for 1st of October. Yes, so the new challenge will kickstart immediately after that one. So the person that is going to be the first person on the leaderboard will get announced on the show. That will be an amazing thing for the person.
All right.
Great,
Fantastic.
fantastic.
Thank you so much, Timora.
Thank you so much, Timora. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming on the show and keep doing what you do for us. We appreciate you, man.
Yeah, and before we wrap this up, I'd just like to say, yes, I know we try to we listen to the different views, the different thoughts, the different opinions that are shared here, right? But something that is we can do in a time like this is not to lose heart. Something we can do, what each and every person needs to do in a time like this, is to still expect the best, is to still dream. There's no harm in dreaming. And you can actually look at it from different perspectives. You can go the scientific route and use Einstein's quote where he said imagination is it's a preview of life's coming attractions. I know I didn't put that exactly the way he put it, but really he was trying to say if you can imagine it, you're like painting a picture of what your future would be. So yes, it's difficult times, but it's a good time to dream. It's a good time to imagine. And peradventure, you don't want to go the route of science, you want to go the route of the Bible, then you can do what God said to Abraham, as far as your eyes can see, right? And go ahead and sit down and dream and trust that if you are willing and able and obedient, if you are willing and obedient, you will eat the good of the land. there's good in this Nigeria, and some people are eating it.
You see,
Even though we may say that eating it wrongfully or they are getting it by whatever means, but you access your own portion by being willing and obedient.
And you see, just that you're saying brings me to there are some comments that have been going on, but I just want to read like one or two,
Okay.
and brings me to my key point. Staying in Nigeria is about survival because the hike in price about everything is draining and frustrating. But we keep struggling, but we keep praying that things get better. Then Ephraim says budgets ought to be realigned up to twice a month because the way inflation keeps coming upon us, just a sincere opinion. Now, and the final one, Ruth says, no, it was Manasseh. Yeah, who said that we all know blisters are more like injuries or a kind of suffering from something, but here the blister poses significant challenges to daily life and development in the country. So the thing is, when you know that blisters are there, the next question you need to ask yourself is, what am I going to do about it? Now, you can keep crying and say, oh, I'm crying, I have a blister, and you keep crying, and you keep feeling bad, or you keep feeling sorry for yourself, or you keep feeling how did somebody let this blister come and hit me? Or you can choose to do something about the blister. What can I do to make sure that this blister that is paining me, first of all, we stop the pain. Second, we heal the pain. Third, we ensure the blister doesn't hit me again. Do you understand? Those are actual steps.
So we actually have to think about.
You have to be deliberate about how you are dealing with the blisters of being in Nigeria.
Honestly, the fact is whether we like it. See, this thing is just very simple and very basic. Whether we like it or not, there are people that are cashing out in this present economy. It's just like during COVID when people were saying, "Oh, there's lockdown everywhere, things are terrible." Some millionaires or maybe even billionaires emerged during that period because they just found what is it that people really, really seriously need right now. What?
Thank you. Apan Smith said, we are really suffering in this country, right? I think it's high time we all acknowledge and took decision that will help us and our kids in the later future. That's what we are talking about. What you have just said.
Yes.
So the suffering is there. It may not go away. Do you understand?
Yeah.
It may not go away if you stay in the same place where you have been. The expectation that the government will suddenly take the suffering away may be a dream. Do you understand? It means that if the suffering is going to go away, we as Nigerians may need to actually do what? Begin to take definite steps by our own selves. So we must all get our own independence. Like somebody said, that makes us a bit independent from the government until they get it right. We are independent. Right now, we are our own independent power company. That's our own NEPA, independently. You are your own independent.
Your water board.
Your own independent water board. You are your own independent security company.
And road transport.
You are your own
Ministry of Works.
Your own independent Ministry of Works. So a lot of that is coming, but even though it is hard, but what it is making us do is that what we cannot do, is that we cannot sit and wait that somebody is going to hand something off to you.
Yeah, you can't sit and wait. And I mean, the response is multi-faceted, right? There's the part where you do stuff to maybe increase your earnings, you make adjustments to reduce your expenditure or your spending, right? But there could also be the part where there's where we say, okay, hey, we need a change.
Yeah.
And we go through the right, should I say, platforms or avenues to make our voices heard by the government. I know that there are different groups that are involved in different protests, and there are different unions that are pushing certain positions to try to get voices heard across the country. So, as someone talked about it, right? Ezekiel says majority of people cashing out in this present economy are using the illegal. Just few are legal. So we should take notes too. Yes, so yes, take notes.
So it means that
and just follow whatever.
Just know that. So the fact that there are many illegal doesn't mean that's the only way. Just know that there are also people that are doing what are cashing out legally. That was something that my wife talked about. So as we come to our own Independence Day, individually, we should also try to gain our own independence. We are not exactly relying or waiting for the government to.
So if you want to make that simple, it's like say, how can I do this for myself?
Yes.
If the government is not doing it for me.
We have one person. We are trying to close out, but let's see if we can take abound. Abound, we are coming to last call for today. Can you hear us? He has dropped out. Yeah.
Debbie says, great show today. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you. And thanks to everyone who has shared their thoughts and their comments, and those who came on the call to speak live to everyone. Thank you so much for doing that. I mean, it's a challenging situation. We know, we acknowledge, and it's the reality of every single one of us living here in Nigeria. Across the globe, different challenges are being experienced in different countries. There are those who will tell you about the flood. I can imagine that somebody in Morocco or somebody in was it Libya or somebody in Maui.
Even in the US, in New York, I saw a video today. New York was flooded.
Well, that video, we're still waiting to get verification that it's not fake. We're still waiting.
Because I actually saw that video. There was a colleague that.
Yeah, I saw the video too, and some people are saying we live in New York. That's not New York, so we're just waiting to see.
I saw a street number. Anyway, part of our bliss as Nigerians, for which we must be thankful for, is that a lot of these natural disasters, there's some areas that are experiencing, but for the most part, we have been shielded or preserved from a lot of these natural disasters.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah, and that's why I was saying, if you look, while we are here complaining about these things, right, you are likely going to find, if somebody from one of these other places, maybe someone who lost their entire family to the flood, or somebody whose closest friends were buried under rubble during the earthquake and stuff like that. If they hear us talking about fuel price increase and stuff, they're looking at us like, are you guys serious? Are you joking? So really, in the midst of it all, we have to continue to count our blessings and make them one by one, right? Find reason to rejoice, find reason to stay positive, find reason to continue to be hopeful, and don't forget to keep dreaming and keep imagining and keep trusting and keep praying. Do all you know to do to prepare for a better tomorrow. Yes. So
please, your final closeout is just touching. I was going to say, if it's possible for you to just elaborate on that a little as you close out and tell, and please, guys, while she gives her final thoughts, right? Please, if you like this program, like it.
And thank
if you liked
so
it,
much. Yes.
Share it. If you liked it, subscribe to the channel. If you still liked it, let your neighbor subscribe. And if you still like it some more, you can even share it to your enemies. You understand? Because when you share this thing to your enemies, it reduces the amount of security you have to put around you, because your enemies become your friends. You have more people watching out for you than trying to take advantage of you. So it's what it is. Please, final thoughts from you as we close out today.
So, final thoughts. Nigeria, 63 years, we have come a long way, and we are going through a lot. We are still on this journey. Yes, it's tough. Yes, it's rough. Yes, a lot of people have shared their views and opinions and their experiences, because it's not just views and opinions here. It is a reality for so many people. It's a reality for everybody living in Nigeria. The inflation, the insecurity, the rising cost of stuff, right? the other things, I don't have to go through the whole list, but the fact is that, like we have talked about here on this show, we have to stay positive. One thing that we have as a people is that we are resilient. So please bring on your resilience game Let's push through. Someone said tough times don't last, but tough people do. Let's see ourselves as tough people, and let's do the sitting down, let's do the planning, let's do the budgeting, let's do the finding new streams of income, let's do the imagining, let's do the dreaming, let's do the praying. Do all that you can do to make your tomorrow better than today. And while you're at it, when you get to the top, don't forget to reach out a helping hand to your brother, to your neighbor, to that person in your community, so that they too can arrive at a better day.
Thank you so much. That is well said. That is well said. Let me close with my own news. Martin said at 63 we are still but let me put it this way. It's Nigeria that is 63. Me, I never reached 63. So it will not be my portion. You understand? But for our Zili community, the common sense community on Zili, the key word for today is resilience. So find where it is and take it from there. Resilience, resilience quotient.
Goodbye, everyone. And remember,
common sense is not so common. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Thank you once again for joining us. We hope you got great value today. Our goal is to bring you valuable information to help you make better decisions in your life and relationships. Please do not forget to subscribe, share, and like.